Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share this little announcement with you guys. I thought it was gonna be like maybe a month or so before I could announce this, but yeah, we are moving. We have sold this house. We bought a new house. I just wanted to talk a little bit about, why we're moving, why we decided to sell this house, because I know that a lot of you really love this house, and to be honest, I really love this house too. It's sort of bittersweet, I guess, to be leaving, but our new house is going to be a much better fit for us, I think, for this stage of life that we're in. But yeah, I expected the process of selling this house, buying the new house, to take a lot longer. We actually listed and sold this house, like contract signed and everything, within 1 week. So it was crazy like how fast everything went. If it takes too long, you end up paying 2 mortgages. So it's just stressful, and we were just so thankful that it went so quickly. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about why we decided to sell this house and just start looking for a different house. This house is really beautiful. If you're new to my channel, I live in an old house. It's over 100 years old, and we really love still all of the character. I think that our feelings toward this house started to change when we had Charlie. So when we had our baby about a year and a half ago, I think that when you have a baby and when you're in this phase of life of having a young kid or young children, you want convenience more. Like, in terms of convenience versus character, you start weighing convenience a little higher than you did before. I feel like before you have kids, it's more about like being in a cool neighborhood and having like unique features to your house and things like that. And we just started like not caring so much about that and just really wishing that we had some convenient aspects to our house. I'll kind of break it down. So the first thing is, this house and most old houses, it's very separated out. So, kind of like the more modern floor plan is like an open floor plan. And I don't know that I necessarily would care that much about having an open floor plan if it wasn't for having a young child, because you have to watch them like every second. And in this house, if I'm in the kitchen, I really can't see any other rooms of the house. That was one of the things about this house that was starting to just bother us. None of these things are deal breakers, but it was like, if we could find a house that didn't have these things, that would make us want to move. The second thing is the stairs. So beautiful. It's got original woodwork and everything, but it's really dangerous. I didn't care about that before I had a baby, but now I really care about that, and it stresses me out. Like, we have baby gates at the top and bottom, of course. I'm always worried, oh, what if I forgot to close the baby gate? Or what if Wes forgot and he's upstairs giving Charlie a bath, and like Charlie runs around so fast now, and I just have these like scary visions of him just like tumbling down the stairs. And it's a big staircase and it's all wood, and it's just not that safe. And if you guys remember, I actually broke my foot last year just going up the stairs. It's just one of those things that I used to not really ever like one-story houses, and after having Charlie, I was just like, I just want a one-story house. I never want stairs again, because you forget something upstairs, you have to go all the way up, all the way back down. The next thing was laundry. So our laundry at this house is down in the basement, and it's just another one of those things where it's really hard for me to keep an eye on him, and it might not seem like a big deal, but I go downstairs. This just happened the other day. I went downstairs to switch the laundry from the washer to the dryer, and by the time I came back up, he had found one of Chester's little pieces of dog food on the floor, and he was about to put it in his mouth. An attached garage. So our current house, the garage is detached, and to get from sort of our parking area in the house, you have to walk all the way through the backyard. I never cared about that at all. It didn't even faze me before we had Charlie, and now trying to hold Charlie, hold like you're shopping, if you just went shopping or whatever, and go all the way back through the yard, it's just like a hassle. Basically, having kids, it just makes you kind of realize the appeal of suburban style houses with an attached garage and a driveway and just convenience. Like, you just start to really appreciate that. Our new house, which we're so excited about, It's much newer. That's the other thing about this house. As I mentioned, it's very old. And of course there are wonderful things about that. And I mentioned all the character and everything. And we have like cool features in this house, like pocket doors and things like that. But anytime you want to make changes to an old house, you kind of never know what's behind the walls or what kind of surprises you're gonna find. And I think anyone who lives in an old house will tell you that. As you guys know, I really like to kind of put my own touch on whatever house we're in. I usually like to change out light fixtures, do little updates like that. And in an old house, it's tricky because you never know what you're gonna find. Our new house is 1 story, no stairs, which I just am so happy about. Like every time I have to climb up this huge staircase, I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to not have to do this. It is much newer than it. Like I said, this house is over 100 years old. That house is only a few years old. Making changes should be a lot easier and a lot less stressful. It has some cool things that this house doesn't have, like a master bathroom. So we will have our own bathroom. The new house has laundry right off of the main great room, which is another thing I don't even think I mentioned yet, but it's a completely open floor plan. As far as the style of the new house, pretty much all of the finishes and light fixtures and hardware and tile and things like that is not what I would pick. It's not really my style, and so, you know, the plan is to do one little area at a time. That's like a big lesson that I've learned. This is the 3rd house that we've bought. Buy a house that has the things that you can't change right. So for example, we can't change the layout of this house. We can never make it a 1-story house or an open floor plan. You can't change like your lot or your location, things like that. But you can change out cosmetic stuff. Like you shouldn't buy a house just because it has the style that you like. The other thing about the new house is it is slightly smaller than this one. It's slightly less square footage, but the layout and the floor plan and everything is so much more efficient. It doesn't feel like, oh, we're cramped or anything like that to me at all. But we have been having to sell some of our furniture and things because there's like less wall space for stuff. It's not as like grand feeling as this house. But I know it's gonna sound weird. I like that. It just feels like just right for us, I think. And it feels like a lot more low maintenance, easy to keep clean and things like that. Anyway, I will stop rambling on about the new house, but we are so excited and so thankful, especially for how smooth everything went. Next week's video will be a house tour of this house, because just an updated house tour so you guys can see how much it's changed since the first house tour that I did. And what's funny is I was planning on posting that video this week. I didn't know how to explain certain things because, for example, our dining room is back to a dining room now. You guys might remember we had changed it over to a playroom. Well, we had to change it back because we were listing the house. And so when I did my house tour, I was kind of like, I didn't know how to address that without telling you guys that we were selling the house, you know what I mean? So it worked out. I think this will be really good for us and really good for our family, and we're really super excited. I know some of you guys will be sad that we're leaving this house, and it is a little bittersweet, but it's overall, I think this will be a really good move for us. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss all of my new videos, and you can follow me over on Instagram at HollyHomebody_, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.